The letter is captioned, Terrorism at the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. As I said, it is not signed. It contains a number of extremely troubling claims and complaints. The writer of the letter gave two root problems at the Eccb, and she complained about management, productivity, staff morale, financial resources and performances, especially at the bank, which, according to the reporter, took an $18 million loss last year. And the writer did not hesitate to say who's to blame.
The letter from someone being described in some circles as a whistleblower paints a very unflattering image of the bank's management. It targets specifically the managing director, suggesting that she carries out her duties in a very autocratic manner and is left to do so by the governor. Unsigned, it is addressed to the chairman of the bank's Monetary Council, Vincentian Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves, and dated September 8, 2014. When WinFM contacted Dr. Gonsalves on September 15, he indicated that he had heard of the letter but hadn't seen it. He wasn't keen either, it appeared, to respond to an anonymous letter. Former Monetary Council Chairman Dr. Denzil Douglas was more forthcoming when we approached him.
I've received a copy of that letter, as you said, which was anonymously sent. I've read the contents. I have looked at them very seriously because there are accusations being made directly at a very senior officer of the bank, even though the accusations are anonymously made. I have not had the opportunity to speak with the chairman of the council, but I am certain that if the chairman sees it appropriate, he will raise the matter with council members at our next meeting.
At first glance, the skeptic might dismiss the letter labeled terrorism at the Eccb as an attack by a disgruntled employee on Managing Director Jennifer Nero. However, there are voices within the institution suggesting otherwise. Among the allegations being made, that the Managing Director on a daily basis calls meetings without agendas, and as a result, a lot of valuable time is wasted on a daily basis. That on a regular basis, she threatens people's jobs and uses that to keep them in line. That at present staff morale is at the lowest point in the history of the bank, that the atmosphere is now one where everyone is focused on holding on to their jobs rather than on advancing the institution. The allegations contained in the letter are numerous, and we can only mention a few here. They include the very serious charge, however, that in regards to matters of finance, the managing director is totally out of control. According to the letter made available to the media, she no longer follows well-established procedures for spending the bank's money and causes the Eccb to suffer loss. WinFM has tried reaching both Governor Sir Dwight Venner and Managing Director Nero about the matter, but we have so far failed to reach them. We did leave messages when we called, but have so far received no response. We have spoken, however, to employees and other individuals who are or were associated with the Eccb. None would come on the record but expressed their views nonetheless. According to one employee, the letter represents the sentiment of over 90% of staff and is just the tip of the iceberg. Another referred to an existing, quote, authoritarian style of leadership, not the most productive way of running an institution, end quote. And in relation to one of the claims in the letter, one individual who had been employed there said he supports the allegation that the managing director has more power than the deputy governor. I think that is clear to everybody in there and even to external people, that individual said. However, one employee has expressed the view that some of the workers at the bank have a punctuality problem and do not want to follow rules intended to properly govern the operations of the Eccb. That view was not shared by another who told us that the letter is right on target and that he supports the call for an independent investigation. Dwight Astafan on his The Operating Room program Tuesday suggested that a probe into the allegations would be useful.
These complaints are given a fair hearing and a fair hearing, and independent investigations be done. If we really declare that we are a modern democracy, we must first of all recognize that none of us is beyond reproach, and if we are in leadership positions, we must be willing and able to face the scrutiny that comes with the responsibility.
One financial expert asked to comment on the matter told us that if a letter of that sort is written and sent to a serious prime minister in the region, he should do some investigation. The banker added, quote, "I can understand why the person did not sign their name, but a question should be asked," end quote. The leading business community organization is explaining why for the second time in over the 21